Hi, I'm Raymond, and you're listening to Insert Quest Here. Today's quest is Base Raiders. This is our adventure base raiding campaign, and this is session 3 of Heat 5, or Adventure 5, depending on how you decide to chronicle it. Our players are deep within the earth in a strange jungle. Flanked to one side by a boiling sea and sort of inside this massive cavern that is illuminated 24/7 by the light of strange quartzy magma things. But before we get much further into that, let's have our players introduce themselves. I was going to say introduce each other, which should be interesting. Let's have our players introduce themselves, and we'll start with Alex this week.
Wow. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Alex. You might recognize my melodious voice from the Ragnarok podcast. And today I shall be reprising my role as Greg, the sentient alien nanoswarm gas cloud from the planets Resendi 6. He is base racing because he wants to get stuff to free his people who, while he was on his way to Earth, were enslaved by the evil Z-Cloth to fill their terrifying war zeppelins. So that's why Greg's here, and if you stand inside of him, he smells like a fart.
Finn, and then we'll go back to Ryan.
Yes. Hi, I'm Finn, and I'm, as always, playing Yuri, the once rally raid racer, died resurrected as a samurai warrior, and now inhabiting the former clone body of extremely famous fascist. Also caught up in a demon biology supersuit and trying to figure out his life and his past.
Brilliant. Ryan?
Yep. Hey everybody, I am Ryan. You might also recognize my voice from such actual play podcasts as Ragnarok. Today I'm going to be playing Amriel. Amriel is a fallen angel demon who was summoned to Earth by an evil sorceress before Ragnarok, and then her mistress disappeared and she fell in with these two crazy characters. Became a professional base raider. And now, if Ed's listening, he's thirsty.
Is that a bird?
No, that's my wife.
Oh. Why is your wife making, like, parrot noises?
She does. Allison, why are you making parrot noises?
If that's what works for you, if that's what keeps your marriage together, then who am I to judge?
It's especially weird because she's dressed as a giraffe right now.
Well, that just makes no sense. All right, so, what the fuck? When we last left off, you guys had just returned to your campsite after seemingly accomplishing your secondary goal, or your side mission, that of fetching this weird EM releasing thing and securing it for Scout Team 1. You've got a few more days left down here. I believe that you just finished like day 3.
I thought it was 2.
It was day 2, yeah. So we'll be
2.
starting on day 3 because, yeah. So day 3 arrives. You know, your alarms go off telling you that 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. Your alarm goes off telling you that a new day has begun because of the constant illumination from the ceiling. That means that it is always daytime here, seemingly. So, what are you guys gonna do? You've got so much free time to spend down here in this kind of idyllic tropical jungle paradise. You know, it's got aspects of it that kind of the lagoon that you're camping at kind of feels a bit like a tropical island. You know, there's palm trees, and if you go deeper, it's this thick, luscious jungle, and There's giant birds to barbecue and weird superfood coconuts.
Giant birds to turn into jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Herb jerky.
You know,
I don't know.
apparently you were informed that you may or may not have started a religious war.
Not our problem.
No, you seemingly didn't care.
Well, we were offering to fix it, and they were just like, "Go away." So, all right.
Yeah, they wanted to capture you, and then you're like, nope, fuck that, gonna kill you all if you don't let us go.
Yep. And then we got away
Mm-hmm.
Scot-free or something.
with no ramifications. Everything's fine.
Yep.
We have a giant glowing pearl sitting in the pool.
Yes, you put it in the lagoon so that it would stop heating. So it's just been boiling the water.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are 2 boiling lagoons.
I have a note here that says ether nuts. I suspect that might be what we decided to call the coconut things. That
It
was
was one of the
Yes.
potential ideas, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we discovered them.
It's our
Oh,
tentative
right.
name.
It's after your team name because you're the Ethereals.
Mhm.
So it's probably Etheronuts. Just put an A in there. Etheronuts sound like a cereal. Hey
Is it a
kids,
cereal?
try new Etheronuts! But yeah, you know, you could explore more. You could go spy on the other teams.
Why
feel
don't
like-
we try? Oh,
I was gonna say maybe we should see what the Valkyries are up to.
yeah.
Valkyries.
Right, Valkyries.
I was going to
Yeah.
say that we should invite the TKS Super Sports and the True Survivors over for a barbecue, but your idea is good too.
I like both ideas.
No reason we can't do both.
Mhm.
It's true. We've got 3 days.
You've got
We can
radios.
go talk to the Valkyries and not invite them.
Oh, snap.
You could do the classic, the
Oh,
classic
hey guys,
Garfield,
we're just having a
Garfield
barbecue.
fan fiction thing of sending a not invitation. I have been traumatized by that fic.
Okay, well we'll do both those things. Who wants?
All right. In what order?
Well, I guess how are we going to go spy on the Valkyries? We don't even know where they are.
You do know where they are. Well, you know where their base is.
Right. We have a
Well, we
heading.
know where we crashed their car.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday that's where they were. They'd set up like a powerful radio there.
Yeah, that's right. We did have the radio signal.
Well, we could split up. Maybe some of us could go and invite the others, while the others do important spy work.
Well, we would also have to find something to barbecue. Wood for a fire. It would require quite a bit of work.
We could get everyone to BYO a bit. We've got drinks covered.
That's true. You do have drinks.
Let's go spy on the Valkyries.
Yeah,
All right. So you're just
I don't
gonna
trust them.
backtrack through the jungle the way you originally found your base, or are you going to try and take a different path? You could go down the shore of the boiling sea if you wanted.
Before we do that, I kind of have an idea here. I
Mhm.
still have 2 mystery varieties of boost patches left. Could I make one of them my it's like some kind of invisibility power?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an invisibility one in there. Did I give you a copy of From the Underground? It's in the folder, so
I think I have it. Hang on. Where is it?
if you've got the base rated, a adventure base rating folder added to
yeah.
your Google Drive. You should have access to it.
Hang on, I found Boost Patches itself. So let me just type in.
Oh, okay, there you go. Blessings of the Unicorn. Boost Patches. Here we go.
I do not have. It does not come up.
That's all right. That's okay. I have it. I'm pretty sure there's an invisibility one. Why? Where are the list of boost patches? There we go. Telepathy, energy, sentinel. What does sentinel do? Treats mental damage. Genius, telekinesis, nullify, blast, teleport. Huh. There actually isn't a invisibility one in there, but there's no reason why you couldn't turn invisible with it. It's just interesting that one of the example ones isn't that.
Drop the ball, Ross Payton.
Yeah, fucking hell, Ross, what are you doing?
Jeez.
I mean, I can't imagine it being more than the teleport one. They'll just use the teleport one and change move, unusual, and rage. Fuck it, whatever. It doesn't really matter ultimately. There is a teleport one though. Is the point?
Well, I have
Also, Greg has stealth as a trapping on his power.
I do. Because I can get low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do not have a stealth trapping. I do have move unusual, so I can move pretty damn quickly.
Yeah.
But
Take the reflexes patch and get even more move.
holy crap. I'm already at ascendant tier for my flight, so I think I can move like 3 zones in a turn.
I don't think it would stack. I think you'd just take the one that is more powerful.
Yeah, probably.
Just eat some of your refresh for no bonus.
Nom 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 nom.
He put in a fucking mind control patch, but not a invisibility patch.
All right. If we can't like work out the mechanics by referring to the book, then let's do something else.
I don't want to. I would just say, you know, it makes you invisible.
Invisible.
Like, 'cause you're not going to. Yeah, I will say invisible like an invisibility cloak. So if you walk on sand, it'll leave footprints, for example.
Okay. And if someone is looking at me in a different part of the spectrum, then I'll probably show up. But
No, I don't think that would happen because it's invisibility.
all right.
It's not a chameleon cloak.
It's superpowered invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Make me legitimately transparent to all on all wavelengths.
I love the invisibility, the actual invisibility cloak in Eclipse Phase, because you can't see out of it because it bends all light around you. So you're just in it, immobile.
Yeah.
You can have a little eye slit that
You
lets
can
people
have a
see
little
you.
eye slit, and then the minute you open it, it's just like, oh, I see something.
And someone just sees a pair of eyes.
Yeah, like, oh, weird, disembodied eyes.
Oh, I wonder what that's about. Oh, well.
Probably could be an invisibility cloak, not worth worrying about. Anyway, so you flick through your boost patches and you see an invisibility one.
Okay.
You think maybe it could be something else. And how are you guys going to head to the Valkyrie's camp? I assume you're going to walk.
I was about to say, well, she's invisible now. She can fly us. Then I remembered that Greg and Yuri are not invisible.
Oh yeah, my super suit has levitation power.
Well, I meant she could carry us.
Yeah,
But-
indeed. But if she's invisible, like that's the way you.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
way
That's
you
when
rationalize it away.
that's when my
The
brain
demon-
caught up with the idea and realized it would not work.
The super suit has vector thrusters.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? Yeah, you can go the way you came. You can go along the boiling sea. You could try a third option that I haven't thought of, but that you have.
I mean,
We
I'm
kind
fine.
of-
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think. We went northwest essentially to get where we are now.
Yes.
We went northeast. We went north direction because we were kind of staying by the boiling sea.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like the boiling sea could be pretty dangerous, what with it just being a giant vat of boiling water.
Yeah, but there is a
but-
beach line.
Yeah, there's a beach line, and who knows what's in the jungle.
Basically, the question is, do you want to go over ground you've already covered, or do you want to explore something new? Is the real question.
Greg, can I get a? I don't think I spent a fate point. I did spend a fate point. Can I get a fate point back if I advocate exploring something new for curiosity? Kill the cloud. One of my aspects.
Well, yes, but if you request that compel,
Something bad's gonna happen.
something bad's gonna happen because that's how that works.
Yeah, I've
sounds
already
good.
Yeah, I would say go for it.
All right.
I love the idea of us having a barbecue, but I kind of don't want to roleplay having a barbecue for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Greg says, "Oh,
Maybe
what-
if we were playing Hillfolk base raiders instead of Fate base raiders.
Yeah. Why don't we explore along the boiling sea? It would be a unique opportunity, especially if we could find out what powers the constant heat that requires such a large body of water to boil."
Sounds like an interesting idea.
You both have flashbacks to the exploding volcano of your first mission together, where Greg said something along that lines. What provides the constant heat to this this super base that's buried under a mountain? Oh, it turns out it was a volcano.
Um,
You're just jealous that Greg has all the best ideas.
Yeah, Greg. Why don't we? You know,
yeah,
I'm
why
getting a little-
not?
Getting a little bored.
Possibly
sitting
go
here.
wrong. Yeah, you're like, I'm getting a little bored sitting here, and Yuri's like, yeah, as he's like propped up with his like feet on a like half-fallen palm tree, sitting in a camp chair, drinking from a coconut with a straw.
Yeah, who would want to
Yeah.
stay here?
Oh, worst.
And then I like put the coconut down and like heave myself out of the chair, and I'm like, all right, let's go exploring the boiling lake.
Come on, Yuri. Let's go make some good TV.
Oh yeah,
Fine. And I pick up a carton of Raiderade. All right.
pick up a carton of Raiderade. Yeah, woo, Raiderade.
I mean, you guys have
Woo.
backpacks. You could just put the shit
I pick
in
up a
the
carton of Raiderade.
Okay. I'm not gonna
We're
fight
making like a Bundaberg ad.
you. Right. Of course. Or one of those triple X ads. Sorry, 4X, 4X, not triple X. It's a different franchise.
Entirely.
So, yes, you're walking along the beach in the. After a while, so the beach the sand that you're walking along, the sand around the lagoon was kind of a darkish brown, whereas the sand here is more like volcanic sand, so it's black. And as you know, there's this immense sea, which is probably more accurately described as a lake, boiling away next to you. It's like, pasta on the hob. It's just going. There is a sulfurous smell to the air, but it's not intense. It's just every now and again it's sort of, becomes apparent. And there's those palm trees growing next to you. And after a while, the palm trees slowly become more jungly. There's sort of the biome shifts, and this jungle comes almost right up to the sea, to the seashore. Yeah. As you continue walking along this narrow strip of sand, maybe 5 meters wide, 10 at its thickest.
Yuri is carrying this carton of Road in wearing his demon biology supersuit, but with it unzipped. I say with quotation marks, like you'd wear, a pair of army overalls with tied up at the front. So it's just
so the
it's
back of your
peeled
suit
open.
has peeled open, and then you've tied it up around your waist using its arms, but the arms won't tie, so you've just knotted the fingers together and told the suit to hold on.
Yeah. So it sort of looks like an insect man has been half flayed.
Oh.
And there's a pink fleshy man sticking out of the top.
Yuri is slightly glistening with a mild green sweat, almost like he's covered in Mountain Dew.
And I'm just wearing a singlet.
As the inner layer of the suit that he's been in for the last couple of days is that's the sort of bonding fluid. As you walk down the beach with your biosuit changing your chemistry.
Yeah, that's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
That's cool. Fine.
Yeah, so we're just making our way around until we get to the Valkyrs.
Yeah, making your way downtown. Walking fast. And then, after a while, you guys come to a part... so you spot something in the distance buried in the sand. It is it's kind of a orange color. Almost like the orange of a lifeboat or a life preserver. One of those rings they throw overboard. That kind of an orange on a boat throw overboard. But it's faded with white coming through it. It just looks like a big piece of plastic half buried in the sand. It's maybe 100 meters away. It's sticking out. You just you spot the color, but the shape is ill-defined and unclear what it is from this range.
Amriel, are you currently invisible?
I don't think I actually applied the patch. I was going to wait until we were closer.
Okay.
I just have designated that at least one of the 4 patches that I have left is an invisibility patch.
Right. Okay. Oh, look at that! Greg says, using his hollow emitter to point at the thing.
Yes, David Bowie points.
Oh no, Greg's cloud right now.
Ah, a cloud with disembodied hands points.
Yes. And then the hands disappear.
Well, why don't you guys hang back? I'll go take a look. Or
Very well.
Greg. Greg is insubstantial. Maybe Greg should go take a look.
Oh, very well. Greg floats over, and he's going to take a look.
Yeah, you float down the beach, and as you get closer, it sort of starts to become a bit clearer the kind of shape this is. It looks kind of trapezoid from this angle.
Okay.
And then you get closer to it, and you're don't think that's plastic. It's got a few bumps over it, almost like it's bubbled and popped. And then you get closer and you realize that from this angle it looks trapezoid. But as you sort of shift around, you realize it's actually kind of more of a disc. And then when you're maybe like 10 or 20 meters from it, you start to notice little bits of the orange plastic sort of spreading out under the sand. It's a strange shape, whatever it is. But it's like this big orangey white disc sitting half buried in the sand, almost like a platform. And then there's like little bits of it spreading out. It seems like it is pretty close to the water's edge.
So when you say bits of it spreading out, like tendrils coming off of it?
No, it just looks like there's more of it buried under the sand.
Oh, okay. Greg is going to start clearing the sand off. He's going to settle down over the surface and start just disassembling the sand.
Mm-hmm. So you spread out over the sand and start to disassemble it. What are you turning the sand into?
I don't know. What do you guys want?
Some Pringles?
Sure. All right. I'm turning the sand into Pringles.
Just Pringles, though. They're not in a can. The beach is just going to be covered in Pringles.
Yep.
Well, wait. Do you want Pringles or Pringles cans?
Just cans with no Pringles.
Empty
in them?
cans of Pringles.
Oh, my shed is full of those because my dad had a model train thing, and so those tubes are great for storing your expensive model trains.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I would like Pringles.
Okay. So Greg starts turning sand into Pringles.
As you fucking
I'll
do.
just eat them one at a time as they form.
They just pop out.
So you guys follow up after Greg?
I guess let's verify with. We have our radios, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll Greg, everything looking okay up there?
Some sort of disc, mostly buried in the sand. I'm going to try to remove some of the sand to see what it is.
All right, Yuri and I are coming up to cover you.
So you've made maybe 30 or so Pringles as you're pulling away the sand. You know, you got to convert a lot of matter to make a.
And I'm like, don't stop, Greg, don't stop.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah. Raiderade's just like, damn it, we don't have a sponsorship deal with Pringles.
Well, they're not in Pringles cans, so they're just curvy potato chips.
Yeah, but you keep saying Pringles. You don't say like
Dude.
wavy, well, not wavy. You don't say like saddle-shaped potato crisps. You keep saying Pringles. It's like when you say, you know, aspirin is a brand of painkiller.
Yeah, they could bleep us out in post when we say a brand name that they don't have a deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to be at least on like a 2-minute delay in case one of us dies violently.
It's true. The other two approach, and then Greg, you start to notice the sand is shifting on its own.
Okay.
And then a giant orangey white crab erupts out of the sand, and a giant pincer goes sailing towards Yuri, who is half undressed.
Just as I'm about to like put a Pringle in my mouth.
Yeah.
Can I zap it? My sentient cloud lets me shoot
Yeah, you
things.
can have a go. You can try to electrocute the crab. I almost said cloud.
So the flaw is charges, which I forget. I get as many charges as the level of the skill.
Yes. So
Okay.
after it's spent, you have to take time to recharge. Basically, it's like reloading.
Right. But I get 3 before I have to reload. So I'm going to roll my sentient cloud and try to zap the claw away from Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
That's the wrong app. There we go. There's Dice Stream.
But for how long? For how long will we have Dice Stream?
I know.
Till April, apparently.
That
Because
was a good
rolling
roll.
dice isn't businessy enough.
That puts me at +5.
+5. Yeah, the crab seizes up, and it, rather than grabbing Yuri, it just smacks into Yuri's chest. And Yuri has the condition winded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, better than the condition cut in half.
Yeah, indeed. Or better than the condition crabs.
But yeah, fuck this thing. Amriel is going to run up and try to grab it at the joint where the claw that tried to attack Yuri is connected to its body and tear it off.
All right.
Is it, for flavor, is it a crab that has like one big claw and one little claw, or are they two equal-sized claws?
I'm gonna say 2 equal-sized claws.
Okay.
But it does have like a barbed tail coming off of it, similar to a horseshoe crab, even though it does look more like a traditional crab. It's not a horseshoe crab, but it has a horseshoe crab type barb coming off of its tail, coming off of its back end. Yeah, and it is a very strange looking thing. Also, I completely unrelated. I was reading X Risks last night.
Of course. We picked the wrong day to go exploring, boys.
Yeah, never play Base Raiders the day after I've been reading for Eclipse Phase books.
Yeah.
I got a +4 for my
+4, yeah. So you tear off its arm, and cyan-colored blood flies everywhere.
Okay. Did I get spin on that? Did I beat the difficulty by enough, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
In that case, I'm going to use my. I can declare a fragile aspect on myself, my opponent, or the scene as appropriate.
It's been a while since you've done that. I think it was the first game.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to use that.
Used it on the
We
mummy
keep forgetting how this system works.
because this version of Fate is essentially Fate with one roll engine stacked on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really, other than the fudge dice, it's not really Fate.
No, there are aspects.
Yeah, there are.
Right, yeah.
Lots of them. I'm going to declare the aspect unbalanced on it, and that goes away as soon as we use it.
All
So I
right.
guess it'll right itself or get it.
Yeah, it's sort of like squirreling around on its chittering legs as it tries to bring its other claw about, and it's like, so it swings its other claw around and is snapping at Greg's cloud, trying to stop it from electrocuting him. What do you do, Greg? As you're getting snapped at. Now, there is part of you it could damage.
Yes. So I guess I'm going to dodge.
It could break your hollow emitter, and then you'll have no hands.
Then I would have to slowly disassemble it while it's still alive. Yeah, I have the dodge skill, so I'm going to do that. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I thought I hit the mute button on my mic. I wasn't sure.
No, you're fine.
Okie dokie. Let me roll again. +2.
+2, yeah. So it doesn't manage to grab your hollow emitter thingy, but you've sort of moved back to the forest's edge, to the jungle.
Okay.
So you're a bit out of range of it. Yuri, what are you doing?
As Greg moves back, he says, "I think we found our menu for tonight."
Assuming we can eat this thing.
I mean, you guys probably can eat it. You're all like superpowered freakazoids.
Well, he means like, is the meat going to be poison?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah, okay.
I will for the suit to snap shut, which I imagine it does in a weird, like, slapping smack.
yeah, it's like uncooked steak being slapped against a chopping board, and the sound of a zipper made of exploding popcorn. Is that evocative enough?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty evocative.
It's a real weird sound.
I'm trying to imagine what that would be.
Well, yeah, so it's like the teeth of the zipper are the popcorns exploding.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just trying to figure out how that would work.
And wait, so my consequence gives me a -1, 2. It's a
I
minor
think
consequence, right?
It just
I think
counts
it's
as
something-
an aspect that Ray can compel against you.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
And you don't get fate points for it, though.
Indeed.
Yep. Yeah, from my ground position, it snaps shut, and I then want to like kung fu style kick up, but instead of like getting to a standing position, I just want to pretty much launch myself under the crab.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to let you roll because I'm going to actually compel it afterwards. Not to give you a penalty, but to inhibit you on your next thing.
mhm.
Although I guess I'll just compel on your next thing, really. So yeah, go for it. I'm not going to compel on this one.
Okay, cool.
Or rather invoke or whatever. No, it's compel because it's for a negative.
Yeah.
It's compel when negative, invoke for when positive. But when do you convoke?
When you're unsure what to do.
Okay, I'll roll
You
athletics.
can be overwhelmed and you can be underwhelmed.
+2.
You ever just whelmed?
Well,
+2. Yeah, so you land under the crab, I guess, was your goal.
mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Between
you're
all of its unstable legs.
yeah, you're underneath the crab, surrounded by its legs, and you're trying to get air into your lungs, and the suit's trying to oxygenate your blood for you. It's having a go. Emriel.
Yes. I'm holding a giant crab claw, so I think I'm going to apply crab claw to wounded crab with great force.
Okay, you're just gonna smash it into it.
Yeah, I'm going to beat it with its own arm.
Yeah.
You have to hit it in its weak spot for massive damage.
How very Futurama.
Does it have like eyes or antennae or any kind of sensors that I could
It
try
does
to...
have eyes, but they're not near the part of the crab you are at. You're sort of towards its side, and its eyes are like underneath the front of its central body plate.
Okay. In that case, can I like fly up around and hit it with its claw, like kind of an uppercut hit? Like I guess I'll swing the thing like a golf club and.
I think it would make more spatial sense if you jumped up and flew down from the top of it and sort of swung the arm almost as if you're on top of its head.
Okay.
And sort of swung the arm down to hit it like square in the front of the face.
Okay.
You know, like a cat's tail slapping into your face when it's sitting on your head.
Except it's actually your own arm.
Yeah, except it's actually your own arm. You guys haven't had that?
Not with the cat's tail, but I get the arm part.
You guys aren't that far from New York City. You could visit one of those sex clubs where they'd have that sort of thing, where they hit you in the face with your own arm.
Yeah.
All right. I rolled.
could.
I've heard about it from all those Brooklyn role players.
Oh, yeah, well, Brooklyn. Ugh.
Yeah, all those Mind's Eye theater people.
I got a -1, which puts me at +2, and I think can I invoke its unsteady aspect to give
Yeah,
me
sure.
another
Why
+2?
not?
Now that's a free invoke, right? I don't have to pay a fate point for that,
Yeah, indeed, it's free. It's
and then it goes
free
away.
the first turn. Yeah, it's fragile, so it's free and then goes away.
All right, so yeah, I will do that then.
All right, so you smack it in the face, and it sort of like tries to skitter and get you off, and like buck, and it falls back into the boiling ocean. What do you do, Emriel, as you are on top of it?
Jesus. Uh, I guess
Fly, Emriel,
yeah.
fly.
I will try to like as it flops backwards. I will try to like do like one of those cool moves where I run along its shell as it flips over, and then jump back to land.
All right, make me an athletics roll.
All right. Let's see. Oh, that is not great.
No, because you're a flyer.
Yeah. All right.
You don't do a lot of running. So quick, Emriel, go and get over there.
Well-
I'll just fly.
I am going to.
The live chat is not happy with you guys bullying this poor wild crab. He's just trying to hunt, you know, he's trying to eat, trying to feed its crab kidlets.
Oh God, we've orphaned some crab kidlets.
I don't think crustaceans parent.
No, maybe weird subterranean crustaceans do.
It's possible. It's got a tail, so maybe.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna invoke my fallen legionary aspect to re-roll because I feel like they probably would have run me pretty hard when I was training to be an angel soldier.
Heyo.
And then that -2 goes away. And it goes to a +0. But that's fine because I didn't. In total, I have no athletic skill, so I was I was at -2, and now I'm just at +0.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take that. Can I succeed at cost so that I don't end up like half burned to death? I guess what I'm asking is, can I trade a consequence like a? Well,
Yeah,
you know,
I understand. I'm just trying to think, like, you want to avoid being burnt by the ocean. So, all right, you fuck the landing.
okay.
So you land on the sand, but you don't roll. You just you're thinking, oh yeah, it's not that. I'm not flying with that much force. I'll be a badass. I'll stick the landing. Because you stick the landing, you just fucking slam your legs into the sand, and it just and you sort of sprain your ankle in the process.
Ooh.
You're just like, I should have rolled. Should have rolled.
All right,
so you can
Tried for the superhero landing, but it didn't work.
yeah, you can
No.
have the consequence Emriel's heal.
All right. That always looks so cool when they do it in the movies. Ow!
Well, yeah, but Super Defender has, super level endurance, so doesn't have to worry about and invulnerability, so he can't break his ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the crab falls back into the sea and is thrashing around in the boiling water, and you can hear its tore open arm like hissing and cooking in the water.
Noise.
as it tries to ride itself out of the ocean. Well, out of the sea. Out of the lake.
Puddle, really.
Out of the bathtub. What are you guys doing as it scrambles to get up out of the water?
Is it getting out of the water, or is it just trying to get out of the water?
It will be able to get out of the water. It lives in that water, so like its shell must protect it from the heat, but it's got that little exposed part now where someone tore off its arm.
Someone. We can name names here.
Amriel. You crab killer.
It's not dead yet.
Yeah, that's true. You injured that poor defenseless crab.
You crab wounder.
Yeah.
Well, Amri, could we take a turn to like prepare ourselves?
Sure. So what are you doing as you wait for the crab to get up? We'll start with Greg.
That's a good question.
Can we take a second to prepare ourselves? Doesn't have anything in mind with GM.
Well, I was thinking like Amriel could manifest her Gladius would be good.
Yeah.
I'm starting
Greg's
with
not
Dawn.
really a fight character. I guess he's just gonna get ready to shock them again.
You could try and recharge your thing.
Well, I
even though
guess
you
I get
only-
3 shots before I
Well,
have
yeah,
to-
you do get 3 shots, but you might not have a chance in the battle to recharge. So
That's true. All right, I'm gonna recharge.
it's like you've never played an FPS. You reload when there's a lull in the fighting, even if you've
Oh.
only fired 1 bullet.
I reload all the freaking time.
My brother drilled it into me. I hate
Far
it.
more than necessary.
I played Titanfall 2 with an LMG with a 66 round mag, and I still reload after like 2 shots fired.
Yeah, it's one of those behaviors you have to unlearn with LMGs in video games. Anyway, moving on. This isn't the Titan Watch
Yeah, sorry.
2 podcast.
Do I have to roll for that, or do I just say I recharge?
Yeah, you just have to describe to me how Greg forces energy into his body.
Oh, easy. I take sand and rip apart its atoms, and don't convert it into anything.
Greg, once again, being a fission reactor.
Yeah, exactly.
Emriel and Yuri, you're pretty close to one another. Yuri, you can see Emriel like limping on her sprained ankle. What are you doing?
I'm a bit puffed.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of like heave myself up off the sand and like look at it in the ocean.
Your sternum is aching. Your diaphragm feels empty.
And I'm like, we're probably good to hold it under. And I look over at Amriel, but I'm not really feeling up to it. What about you?
I could give it a hand.
Stab
and
it in
then
the
I'll-
head?
Yeah. I'll hold out my hand and manifest my flaming sword.
Brilliant. So your
Keep me off of this.
Your flaming sword materializes out of nothing, wreathed in flames. What do you do?
I'm going to fly over to it and see if I can get a clear shot at it and maybe let a little more of the boiling water into its shell.
Yeah. Make me an attack roll.
Okay. All right. Flaming Gladius is at +3, so that's +2 at superhuman. And oh wait, I've got because I have physical force at ascendant. I have a weapon 3 on melee and unarmed attacks.
Yep.
Oof.
That sounds about right.
So I stab the hell out of it, assuming
Yeah,
2 hits.
Yeah, you fucking stab the stuffed the fuck out of the thing. Its claws weirdly can't reach to the middle of its back as you just hear the shattering crunch of the of its exoskeleton, and it sort of spreads out in a shockwave across its back, cracking like a fist to a window. I guess in that analogy, its back is the glass.
Right.
Not the... Indeed. So, yeah. Spider web of cracks across its back as smoke rises out of the wounds as you're just rapid cooking its internal organs. One thing I've never cooked in my life. And I've never cooked a crustacean other than a prawn. So, I don't know. I assume there's parts you'll have to remove if you want to eat it.
Yeah.
Like the pooper.
Gonna have to scrape out that poop chute.
Yeah, but you've just...
I think you just mostly take off the tail, and there's like a gooey brown bit in.
Well, that's for
there's like a
lobsters.
package now.
I don't know.
No,
what
you take off
weird
the
alien
fold of the
crabs
tail.
have.
Cool.
But yeah, you've killed it. It is dead.
Alright.
And your ankle is screaming out.
Get it out of the water before it overcooks.
Well, its armor protects it from cooking, but it is starting to sink into the water.
All right.
Now the question becomes, how do you get the crab out of the water without being in the water?
Oh, yeah, well.
I think it's a bit past Greg.
Yeah, I don't know if we're rescuing this crab. We're gonna
I
have
don't know
to.
if we want to eat the sulfur boiled crab.
Now you know the crabs exist, you could go crabbing later.
Oh, yeah.
Make some crab pots.
We do still have the one claw though. I left that on shore, so we could.
True.
Well, that's lunch for you guys, at least.
Yeah.
No, I've got some shrimp for the Barbie.
It's even weirder because Yuri's Japanese.
Yeah, I like seafood too.
Yeah, but it's like... Yeah. Anyway. So you killed the crab as it sinks into the boiling water.
Well, that was exciting.
Right. How much further until we get to the Valkyr's camp?
Can't be too far, right?
Right, surely.
Yeah. Can I listen to their radio communications?
Yeah. At the moment, they're not saying anything on that band. There's nothing coming out, but that could just be they don't have anything to say yet.
Hadn't they split up a while ago? Didn't we?
Yes. There were two at their campsite, and then the other four had broken up into teams of two and gone off to other locations.
Yep.
Right.
They implied they were searching for something.
So it seems like everyone's got a secret mission here.
Mm-hmm. Does indeed.
And I wonder what the motive is. And Greg is saying this as we walk, because TKS had one too. And ours came from Scout Team 1, not as part of the mission.
It's possible they've got their own motives. The Valkyrs seem to be in it for themselves. Maybe Scout Team 1 is as well. After all, they've pretty much gotten all they can get out of Raiderade and the whole promotion.
Maybe Scout Team 1 wants to set themselves up as the new ideal. But instead of saving people, it's all about doing insane jumps and tricks off of super spaceship crashes and shit.
This jump is ideal!
Super
Well,
racing
maybe
high.
we could try to talk to TKS later.
We could try to make contact with Scout Team 1, see if they want to pick up this angel heart we've recovered.
I don't think we could communicate with them until the 5 days are up.
Yeah, you can't broadcast through rock unless you've got quantum entangled cameras, and in that moment you remember all the floating camera orbs that are surrounding you in this moment.
Well, in that case, we don't have to address it directly. They would have seen us get the stuff that they want.
And they'd be able to hear you right now saying, I wonder if there's a way we could contact Scout Team 1 and get them to pick up this thing.
We all just pause for a second, look at the cameras.
Yeah, you all do the office thing. And Emriel, you're really struggling to keep walking.
Can I fly?
You can, but like in order to maintain, in order to stay in the air, you have to fly faster than these two can walk. So like
Gotcha.
you'll get ahead of them. Otherwise, you'll fall out of the sky. Because I feel like demons probably can't hover very well.
Yeah, makes sense. My
Would you like me
wings
to make you a
probably.
crutch?
Yeah, you could make a crutch.
Amriel's too proud. She says no. She's gonna grin and bear it.
Do you even like acknowledge that your ankles hurt? Wouldn't Emriel just say, "I'm just gonna scout ahead" and then jump
Yeah.
into the air?
Probably. So yeah, she does that. I'm gonna take a look and see what's up ahead.
Very well.
Brilliant. So, Emriel flies down the beach, and she's sort of just visible as she's getting a bit far ahead. And Emriel, you spot something in the trees. And before you say anything, Ryan, would you like a compel?
I could use some fate points, so sure.
There's no I in team. Or rather, the me in team, I believe, is your actual aspect.
Yeah, the me and team.
Yeah, the me in team. You see something down below. You can probably just handle it yourself. You basically took out that crab on your own.
Yeah, why not? I'll go check it out.
So yeah, you see there's something in the trees and it catches your eye, and as you land you see that there's kind of like a device. There's 3 of them that have been strapped onto these 3 different trees, and they seem to be collecting the sap or fluid from inside the trees.
All right. Do they have any kind of like identifying marks on them, like a manufacturer's label or?
Yes, they have labels written in Icelandic on them.
Anything familiar that I've seen before, or not so much?
It mostly looks like equipment that normal humans could have. It doesn't look super powered. It just looks like some kind of thing that is sucking sap out of a tree. It looks like medical equipment or scientific apparatus or something like that. But it doesn't look super powered. In fact, it just has a you can see that they're hooked up to what are they called? 12-volt batteries.
All right. Since it's sucking sap out, does it have like a reservoir or something?
Yes, they have a kind of an IV bag looking pouch on them. One's full of like a pine sappy resin. Another one is full of a milky water, kind of like what you would get from a magnolia. And the other one seems to have a very very viscous. Actually, not very viscous. A very watered down, brownish red sap in it. And the thing that each of the trees looks very different, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. I can describe the trees if you'd like, though.
That's fine. I feel like I don't want to disturb these things, but I'm kind of curious about the sap. Can I I'm assuming. I always pictured Amariel as having like clawed hands. Can I use my claw and like make a hole in one of the trunks?
Yeah, in a separate part, like away from where the thing is. Yeah, go for it. I mean, if you wanted to, there are other types of these trees around. You could go to a different tree if you wanted.
Sure, why not? I'm going to start with the reddish one. Something that looks similar to that tree.
Yeah, it's actually the reddish one is kind of they're thinner trees. They're kind of like I would say a more woody looking bamboo. They actually have like leaves coming off of them, but it's closer in terms of its trunk profile to a bamboo. So they're growing in a big clump. The red ones, and you find another one of them pretty quickly because they're right next to one another, and you just sort of scratch into it, and this red fluid comes out. But it comes out at an uncharacteristically high velocity, like it was under pressure, like it squirts out as if you just like cut an artery.
Oh God! It's sap, so I'm assuming it's sticky and sweet.
It is sticky, but it's very bitter.
Okay.
As it sprays your face and some of it.
Oh God. I'm gonna get out of the stream of the spray.
It dissipates pretty quickly, so I guess a more adequate description of it, rather than being like you cut an artery, is like you cut a vein.
Okay.
Veins stop gushing really quickly.
Right. There's a spurt, and then it dies down.
Yeah.
All right. So Amariel is gonna do her best. Like maybe she'll grab some leaves or something and try to wipe the sap off of her to the best of her ability.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure there's poison ivy.
Back on the beach, you guys see Amriel like fly down into the trees, and then not come back up.
Oh, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure she's fine.
Yeah, probably just wait.
She's a perfectly capable, independent demonic being.
That
probably
is
just
true.
waiting for you guys to catch up. Didn't want to get too far ahead.
Well, then we should go. I'm saying we continue down the beach.
Yeah, indeed, I understood. Emriel, what are you doing now that you've wiped some of the sap off of you?
Well, I can't really see anything else that I could. I can't exactly.
It occurs to me you wouldn't be able to taste it. You wouldn't taste it as bitter because you're wearing a face mask. Remember? Because you have the gas mask, the gas mask type things that stop you from absorbing too much oxygen, right, that you don't get hypoxia.
Right.
Sorry, hyperoxia.
In that case, Amriel probably would like remove her mask for a moment and like dip a finger in and taste it.
Yes, it is bitter.
All right, so just like everything else around here.
Yeah. It's sticky, but that doesn't really come across in your mouth. Like it feels sticky on your finger, but
yeah.
So it's probably sugary.
Nothing like terrible is happening to me. So like
you're not like bursting into flames. It's not an angelic plant, so that's good.
Yeah. Thank goodness nothing holy blessed the tree sap. I guess I will like limp back onto the beach and see where they are.
You can see them getting a bit closer, and do you like signal to them or anything?
Yeah, I'll wave.
Yeah, you guys can see Emriel waving at you. Emriel, are you going to go back and look at the other devices, the other two sap types, or?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Um,
So
Greg
Greg manifests a hand and waves back.
everybody's waving.
I will point into the forest and gesture emphatically as if to say, I found a thing. And then I will go to one of the other types of trees and, standing to the side, repeat my claw maneuver.
Yeah, which of the types of sap are you going to look at this time?
So there's red and sticky, there's kind of white and watery, and then there's also, what was the third type?
It was very similar to a tree pine.
Okay, so
kind of
pine
sap.
sap.
So it was,
All
yeah,
right.
very much like pine sap.
Ugh. In real life, Ryan hates pine sap. So
I also hate pine sap. When you get even a small amount of it on you, it just is there forever.
yeah,
But it smells so good.
you need to like
it can be made into bombs.
break out the isopropyl alcohol and scrub the shit out of your hands.
Yeah.
Or Goo Gone or whatever you got. So yeah, I will do the thing with the white and watery sap again, standing to the side as much as I can.
It tastes so sugary as to be sour. And then there's kind of like a makes your mouth feel really dry afterwards. Like you've just filled it with cinnamon.
Ugh. I've discovered the artificial sweetener tree.
Is it Splendid?
No.
And what do you do with your dry as fuck mouth?
Do I have any butch juice on me?
Oh yeah, you guys have butch juice in your pack.
All right, so I will try as well as I can not to get my pack ridiculously sticky, and reach in and pull out some butch juice and chug it down.
As you're squeezing the butch juice in your mouth, it actually tastes kind of pleasant with all this sour sweetness that's in your mouth. Kind of balances out the butch juice's horrible flavor. As two heavily armed people emerge out of the jungle, talking in a language that you recognize but don't understand. It sounds kind of like how would I describe it? It sounds like if Vikings spoke Arabic.
Okay, that's a good description.
Did they notice me?
Yeah, they immediately notice you and stop talking, and then they point their assault rifles at you. One of them has like a big machine gun with something strapped underneath it, and the other one just has an assault rifle.
You quickly learn what the Viking Arabic version of "Hey, you there! What are you doing?" is.
Oh no, they say in English, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, I saw the machines collecting sap, so I figured I would try some.
This is Hildy and Lewitt.
I'm sorry, were you introducing yourselves or your guns?
No. That was Raymond telling you because you know
Okay.
who all the Valkyries are.
Oh, okay.
They have 10 members on their team. 10 or 8, but they only ever go in the field with 6.
Anyway, hey guys. We were just, walking down the beach exploring, and we were going to invite all the other teams to have a barbecue, and you guys are definitely invited. And then Amriel will give them a sheepish grin, while she's basically like got her hands up and is holding the bag of butch juice, because you said it comes in like a little squeeze pouch.
Yeah, indeed.
Pouches, yeah.
Hildy lowers her assault rifle as Lewitt kind of looks at you weird, and her hand shifts on her gun to the thing barrel part that is strapped underneath her gun. It looks like a grenade launcher, but why would she be holding the grenade launcher when she's like 5 meters from you? If she fires that, you're all dead. Actually, you wouldn't die. If it was a grenade launcher, it wouldn't arm, so it would just hit you in the chest. So, like, why even bother? And Hildy says something to Lewitt. They're both they're muscular women. Hildy is smaller, but not by much. But they're not like bodybuilders. They are muscular, like I'd say like weightlifting athletes is probably closer. Or the Williamses, the famous African American tennis players.
Yes.
Ronda
They're pretty
Rousey, kind of?
Yeah, they're pretty muscular. I guess maybe a bit. They have practical muscle as opposed to show off.
Gotcha.
Muscle, is the point.
Okay.
But Hildy is the smaller. Hildy lowers a gun and says something to Lewitt, but Lewitt doesn't seem interested, and then Hildy looks back to you, Emriel, as she like grabs the like cloth around her neck and is like wiping away sweat. Like, why are you fucking with our stuff? Like,
well, I wasn't fucking with any of your stuff. As you can see, I decided to be polite and tap another tree over there.
well, I mean, I guess that's good. God damn it! You know that if Oda was here, she'd tell us to shoot you, right?
I'm pretty aware of that, yes. You don't seem to be doing the shooting part on your own, though, which is good, I'm happy to say. Thank you for that.
To be honest, one, I'm not convinced bullets would much hurt you. And two, I'm not really one to flaunt the rules of honor. Although Oda seems to think it doesn't matter here.
Well, I definitely appreciate that.
Under the rules of combat, I am taking you as my prisoner. And Lewitt kind of looks shocked at that, but doesn't say anything. And Hildy grabs cable ties off of her belt and says, I mean, you can obviously break these at any time, being a muscle-bound demon, but I'm hoping that you will respect, honor between soldiers, that you are a prisoner. And she holds the zip tie cuffs out and awaits you putting your hands in them.
In the spirit of being a good prisoner, please don't break out of these and kill me.
Emriel leans down and places the bag of butch juice, the pouch of butch juice, in the brownish sandy soil, and then slowly straightens up. And I think she's gonna pull one of those, "What the hell is that?" and then run.
The Marty McFly maneuver. Yeah, but Hilda, you forget one thing. What the hell is that? And then throw a bladed fucking ashtray at it.
Yeah.
All right. So you rise back up and then give me your best. I mean, deception? Is deception a skill we've got?
Yeah. Deceit is.
Deceit.
Plus,
Yes.
Yeah.
I have at mundane tier, so
Okay.
it's not.
Good, you'll be matched then.
Yeah. Shit. So that's +4.
I mean, we're gonna be versing each other, so hang on a minute.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dice stream load. It's taken forever for some reason today. And I need fudge dice. Mind you. Well, I got a 1.
Okay, so I say to her, well, you know, the rules of honor-bound combat are slightly different in Hell. In Hell, we have this unimpeachable law that says, "What the hell is that?" And then I just turn and bolt.
Hildy turns around as she draws this tactical sword from her hip, and you see Lewitt also turn, and you just hear a large explosion as Lewitt fires that apparently underslung blunderbuss. And a wall of fire and steel needles just goes through the trees as you sprint away. You can see the light cut out of the corner of your eyes as you sprint towards the beach. Your ankle aching with every step.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to invoke your ankle as you trip on a tree.
Okay.
And slam into the ground. You're a few meters away from them. You hadn't managed to get into the air yet.
Fair enough.
And, Yuri and Greg, you're on the beach, and then you hear a, "What the hell is that?" And then a loud explosion and the sound of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like a sound. What do you do? What did Greg and Emery? What did Greg and Yuri do?
I guess Amriel found something.
Yeah, I'm sure she's fine. And I break into a run.
I float a little faster.
You float.
I'm sure she's fine, but just in case.
I mean, you know, you wouldn't want to miss all the fun.
Yeah.
And Emriel, you turn over as you're about to get up, and you see the other two tactical Vikings walking towards you, seemingly very annoyed.
Amriel will stay on the ground and raise her hands again and say, "Yeah, little detail I forgot to mention. Not much honor in Hell at all."
Nice.
And then they say like 2 or 3 words to one another in their weird language. And then Lewitt lets her gun fall onto its strap as she draws the axe off of her belt, the little tactical hand axe thing. And they both will march at you menacingly.
Oh, God.
And you hear Hildy say, "I'm going to try not to enjoy this." As she goes to slam her sword, underhanded grip down through your leg. What do?
Let's see. I am. I think. Can I try to? I don't want to say I'll just take it because I don't know exactly what it is.
It is a sword through the lower
leg.
portion of your leg.
Yeah,
Is what it is.
I'm gonna like scramble back, and try to basically just try to scramble out of the way as
So
quickly.
I guess that's a dodge.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any tears on your dodge?
I don't have dodge at all, so
Oh, brilliant.
Can't you parry with your Gladius? Wasn't that a
Yeah,
thing?
but it doesn't
I
have a
can.
gladius
But I'd
out.
have to.
It
I'd have
does
to-
take time to manifest, as established previously by the fiction, and I think the actual trappings of the power.
Yeah, and I don't have a dodge trapping of any kind on my demon warrior. All right, so
Alright.
let's see how this goes.
Well, now you know what to spend your skill points on.
Yeah, for
Yes.
the final game.
All right. So that puts me at +2. And I'm going to invoke my aspect Hell's Fury Unleashed for an extra +2 because god damn it, this mortal thinks she can hurt me.
All right. Roll a d6 and subtract that number.
Okay.
It should probably be 2d6 now that I think about it, but let's just go with 1.
Yeah. All right, so that puts me back at +2.
All right.
rolled a 2.
She is at +2 as well. So I guess that means nothing happens.
Well, she hits me, but it doesn't do any damage because she doesn't have any shifts on me.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
also-
so
Yeah. Also, I have 3 armor.
well, yeah. So her sword slams into your leg, but it doesn't go very deep due to your demonic biology. Yeah. It's a mundane sword. It is her body that is not. Yeah, so the sword is in your leg, but it doesn't go very deep.
All right. Can I kick her away?
Sure. As you see, as you hear in the distance, the sounds of Yuri's demonic supersuit. Well, not demonic, but you know. You can hear heavy insectoid legs thumping.
All right. Let's see how this roll goes.
Did we put leap on the supersuit, Yuri?
Yep.
I thought we did.
Oh shit. That's at +7.
You kick her across the fucking what little opening in the trees there are. She just goes fucking flying back, and her sword like flies through the air and hits a tree as Lewitt swings her axe down towards you. Yuri, what are you doing?
Have I essentially arrived?
Yeah, you are at the scene.
And so 2 of the Valkyries are standing over Amriel.
Well, one just goes flying through the air as she's kicked backwards, and another one is seemingly swinging at Amriel with a melee weapon.
Mm-hmm. I will in my run, essentially like leap and flying kick the woman as she's mid-swing.
Brilliant. Make me an attack roll. She's unaware of you.
I have melee weapons. That feels like the most relevant. It has strike.
Yes, I would. You have, like reinforced components to the suit on the striking surfaces, so I will allow it.
Cool. Then I have a +2.
Brilliant. So you're kicking her, right?
Yes. Mid-air
Aye.
kicking her.
Yeah, you kick her and she sort of twists with the kick, and the axe is sort of drops out of her hand, and she spins and snatches it back out of the air and swings it back at your leg as you're sort of bringing it down into whatever your resting position is.
Yes, as I'm trying to as I'm sort of landing past her.
Yeah. What is your... Do you have any relevant defenses?
Yeah, I'm gonna as she swings down across me, I'm gonna I think sort of backflip up so my leg is then no longer where she's swinging it.
Yeah, you're trying. So I guess that's a dodge.
Yes, a dodge, and my armor has dodge.
Brilliant. She is at superhuman tier.
The armor is also superhuman.
So we're the same, so it's a normal.
So +2.
I rolled d6s because I'm an idiot. I am at +1.
Cool.
So I believe you dodge out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah, her axe
Yeah.
sort
So
of...
as I half land and then in a small hop turn to face her, and as her sword axe swings down at my calves, I pull a really rapid sort of on the spot backflip, so I essentially don't move from where I am. But
you land about a meter up in the air against a tree trunk, with your back against a tree trunk, and you sort of grab onto it, and you feel claws in the suit dig into the wood.
Yep.
And then Lewitt turns back to Emriel as a fog bank of ionized gas rolls through the trees, and Lewitt is gripping her gun as she sort of raises it up one-handed, and she's about to just unload into Emriel. Greg, what are you doing?
Oh my. So Greg floats down the beach. The one that got kicked
is deeper into the woods.
Right, she's out of it right now, and there's the other one pointing her gun at Amriel.
Yeah, she's about to empty a machine gun into Emriel, who's still on the ground.
I'm going to electroshoot her.
All right. What tier is that at?
That is extraordinary.
Is that below or above superhuman?
Yes.
I think it goes doesn't it go mundane? No, it goes mundane.
It's mundane extraordinary, I think.
Yes.
I think mundane is meant to be better than human, but not superhuman.
It's mundane, extraordinary, ascendant, or
No,
mundane,
superhuman,
extraordinary,
ascendant.
superhuman, ascendant, godlike.
Yeah. All right. So, you'll be taking a -d6 to your attack roll, Greg.
Right.
Because
So I roll 3 fudge and 1d6 and subtract it. Right.
yes, she had. Yeah. So she has superhuman reflexes.
Okay. So that gives me +4, but then -5, so I'm at -1.
All right.
I am going to invoke my smartest cloud in the room.
You are the smartest cloud in the room.
I am the smartest cloud in the room, so it's at least positive.
So what does that get you to?
+1.
She's at +3. She dodges out of the way as the lightning just cooks a bunch of leaves. But you did successfully push her back from Emriel, so she'll have to take a moment to aim. Half a second, but still, that might buy Emriel some time. Emriel, what are you doing as lightning almost sets your broken ankle on fire?
Amriel's going to try to scramble to her feet and manifest her flaming sword.
Okay. Which of those two things are you putting priority on?
Probably the sword.
All right, so you're sort of like reaching out your hand, trying to manifest the sword as you're trying to push yourself up on your one good foot.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, Lewitt finds her target again and is about to shoot you. What do you do? As you're sort of up on a knee with your hand outstretched, searching the ether for a sword.
All
Where
right.
did I leave that thing?
In what plane of hell is my blade?
In that case, I'm gonna go full demon on her. Give her a glowering like snarl, and say, "Go ahead, human, send me home," in my deepest, scariest demon voice.
Are you going to menace her?
Yes, I am.
All right. What tier is that at?
That is at ascendant.
Well, she has. You know what? You get a plus d6 to that.
Okay.
So you subtract one of your fudge dice and add a d6, but you add that as bonus.
Okay. That puts me at +6.
Nice. She freezes for like a half moment, then shakes free, and you see her like look with steely determination and pull the trigger, and all of the bullets hit to your left. They just go into the emptiness of the forest. You scared the shit out of her. She didn't want to back down, and also didn't want to shoot you. So she pulled the trigger on nothing.
From Yuri's perspective, Yuri is essentially like she is standing between me and Ambriel, right?
Yeah, so you just saw her just fire at Emriel.
I want to essentially, I'm like holding on to like midway up this palm tree currently. Yuri like slips around behind it, kind of thing, like grabs one side, flings himself behind the palm tree, and then I'm imagining a kung fu movie style kicks to break the palm tree, and then kicks it again to like launch the broken top half section at her back.
Yeah, okay, I'm into it.
I feel like physical force.
Yeah.
+3.
Nice. Yeah, she can't. She's not even aware that you're fucking doing that. So yeah, you just fucking smack her, and she sort of falls to the ground, pinned by this log.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine like the palm tree like collects her
Yeah.
over Amriel.
Yeah, indeed. And just as that happens, Hildy is getting up off the ground, and you see her pick up, sort of grab her sword out of a tree as it had become embedded in it. Blade first, as opposed to point. So it's like the flat, sharp edge of the blade had just sort of embedded in, like as if you'd swung a machete into a tree and then let go of the blade.
Yep.
And so she like yanks it, drags it out of the wood, and you see her pull open. You all see her pull open a pocket on her tactical vest, and pull out like a large, thick needle. It's like you know how energy drinks sometimes come in the taller, thinner can?
Yep.
It's like that sort of a thickness with a needle coming out the bottom, and she slams it into a leg and pushes down on it. And you see her neck and arms bulge with emissive blue veins as her eyes glow a deep blazing purple. and she just charges at Yuri, screaming, "You will not stop our divine mission!" What do you do?
Yuri, I'm just feeling generally kung fu inspired. I realize that Yuri, being a samurai, probably should have done more of this shit. And now I have bio armor. It's much easier.
Yeah.
Now that you have your own wire fu effects team.
As she charges me, I want to like leap out of her way and like front flip to like kick her in the back of the head as she runs past. Should I do a dodge and then an attack, or?
We will call it. We'll call it opposed attacks. If your attack beats hers, you get yours off. If her attack beats yours, she's a descendant tier.
Better than mine.
So you will be taking a minus d6.
Can you roll a d6 for me?
I can roll a d6 for you.
I'll just replace my 4th die with that.
I rolled a 4 on the d6.
Good.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 1. It's a +2. It's a 4, so it's a -1. I'm gonna... I'm gonna invoke... to get a
Cybernetic Samurai?
Hell yes. Well, see, technically no, because I'm not... Cyberneto... Oh no, I do have Origin Story Cyberneto Samurai. Yes, good. Yes, I invoke Cyberneto Samurai. To get a +2, which puts me
At
1, is it? I had 3. Yes, I was at 3. I was -4.
-4.
I'm at 1.
I'm at 2.
Oh.
Fair.
Yeah.
So her... Ow! Fuck! I
What you
jammed
doing?
my toe into something under my desk.
Ooh.
Ouch.
It's fine. So she's running at you, and you go to do your fancy ninja attack, and she just sort of rolls out of the way, swings her sword round, and buries it in your abdomen to the hilt. And you can take the consequence, the moderate consequence.
Impaled?
You're not going to be impaled for long.
Stuck like a pig.
I'm thinking something a little more samurai.
I mean, are we playing traditional damage rules here? Because she only got a shift on him. Does she have a weapon?
She does. She has. That's a fair point.
She does have a weapon. She has a sword.
Yeah.
Well, no, but weapon is a special tag on Fate.
Yeah.
Characters and aspects,
Right.
not an aspect that gives her shifts for hits. Because technically, you get to decide how you take that hit.
Fair point. Well, yeah, you. That's a fair point. You take a sword. What do you do? She looks like she wants to bury a sword in you.
As in, what are my options?
You have stress you could mark off. If you run out of stress, you are taken out. You can take yourself out, in which case you're just like, nope, I'm out of the scene. In which case you get a fate point.
Yep.
And you sit out the rest of the combat because you're stabbed.
Okay. I currently have no. Okay, I have 4 health stress total that I can take, and I have 1 health armor. So how much stress would I be taking?
I think like 1.
She got one
Isn't it
shift
1?
on you. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it 1 for 1?
I think so. Yeah.
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 I
mean, you could tank it.
Yeah, and would my health armor does it reduce it to 0?
I think it might. I think it might, but I think the armor is not. I think it's per scene, not per attack.
That sounds fair.
It's basically extra health.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think is
I
how
think
the
you're-
armor tag works.
I think you're right.
Sounds fair. I'll tank it. So I think essentially my bio armor like reads the attack coming in
Yeah.
and then like compresses around where the impact point is.
Yeah, you can feel the blade
So it
go
doesn't-
in. It feels like it should have gone much deeper, but you just feel the tip poke through the armor as it's slowed down, and then she just pulls back and
And
sort
instead
of.
it just like I think it just like launches me backwards.
Yeah.
She
She just continues to roll off you, and then she swings the blade around her head and comes in for an attack on Emriel. Emriel, what are you doing?
How do I
Can I attack her?
I guess you could. You could interrupt what Emriel's doing.
Well, Greg's just
go-
kind of floating
yeah.
there.
Let Greg go first because he hasn't done something in a while.
All right, Greg. You
All right,
see
I see
this
this.
person sort of spin off of Yuri and is coming into a slash down on Emriel, and you are nearby.
So attacking her isn't going to work because she's better. Can I instead try to create an advantage for Amriel by shooting like the sand at her feet and like right in front of where she's stepping and kicking it up so that she gets distracted?
Yeah, you're gonna try and create an aspect on her, like blinded or
like-
something.
Yeah, blinded, distracted,
Yeah, go for it.
something along those lines.
I'll say, what tier is your attack at?
Extraordinary.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh, good. +2.
Yeah. So the sand comes up in front of her and will give her a penalty on her attack.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or give Amriel a bonus. Give Amriel a one invoke.
I was just gonna give her an automatic negative on her
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
on her fate roll, so she'll still roll 4 dice, but if
of
she
them's a
rolled 4 negatives, for example, she'd have 5 negatives. She'd be at -5.
Gotcha.
Finn, are you like scratching your microphone?
Sorry, I just scratched my arm. It's not even near my microphone.
I just heard like a shifting of fabric sound.
Yeah, I heard it.
Maybe it just moved against my shirt.
That's fine. So yes, Emerald, she's going to be attacking you at Ascendant tier. As you
Okay.
see sand fly up in front of her, and it's probably going to throw off her attack.
Okay. I am gonna do my best to parry with my flaming sword. Has that manifested yet, or am I still?
Yes, I was just about to say, you feel your
Okay.
sword drop into your hand, and the heat from the blade. So
Alright,
yes, you
so-
can parry. What is your tier for your
It is superhuman, so I'm a tier lower than she is.
one? She's at this. Yeah, so 1 tier, so it's 1d6 negative.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, good, fantastic. I'm at -2.
Well, I'm at 1.
All
Fate
right.
point. Oh, no, that'll only give you +2.
Yeah.
You could try and go for a re-roll.
I have a bunch of hit points, so I think I'm gonna mark that's 3 stress. I take.
Yes.
All right, so I will mark off my 3 stress, and parry the blow. But I guess I get like thrown back into a tree as kind of a revenge move from kicking her across the forest, but just before.
Yes. So You try to parry her, but she's such force of delivery. You go flying. It's very Dragon Ball Z up in this forest. Lots of flash stepping. Yuri, you can see her bring her sword up in and she puts her second hand on it, and she goes into a sort of torso height defense. As she looks back towards you. You're the only other person here with a sword. So, well, actually, you both have swords. Because Emriel.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what happened to Emerald's sword? Okay, yeah.
She's expecting a sword fight, basically.
I don't think the katana that I have is really any use in this situation.
I mean, her sword is also a mundane sword. All of her power is coming from her superhuman.
Well, that's fair then. I thought it was a freaky sword.
No, it's a normal sword. They don't spend any. They don't buy superhuman weapons and shit. The Valkyrs. They pour all of their refresh into enhancing their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she dosed herself with some kind of crazy blue drug.
Mm-hmm.
Blue
Not the
glow.
blue drug.
Never drink the whole vial.
Well, then I will go into a pose and like slowly draw my katana from my back, with it like held over my head, and then I feel like we pause for this beat.
Yes.
And then charge in at each other.
Brilliant. So we'll do matched attacks again.
Yep.
What tier are you attacking at?
Well, this is going to be melee weapons, so it's only mundane, so I'm fucked.
Oh, I thought you had like. Doesn't your suit have weaponry?
Well, no, my
As
suit
a
has
skill?
physical force.
Oh, well, you can add physical force to your katana attack, surely.
True, but is this a... This is like, if in terms of like having the ability of strike and parrying, my ability to wield my weapon is mundane.
Huh. Okay. You're not. I guess you weren't like trained as a samurai in life. Like you were just given a katana when he put you in a robot body.
Yeah, and then like trained as samurais, but not as like incredible samurais.
Yeah, he just played. He just had you watch Seven Samurai a few times.
And yeah,
Got a
learn some
mechanical
basic
body. You'll be
sword shit.
fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's 2 tiers difference.
3, isn't it?
Is it 3? Hang on, I've got a handy mnemonic thanks to. It's actually not that handy a mnemonic, but I have a thing.
Extraordinary superhuman ascendant. Well, there's 2. There's.
Oh yeah, because she's an ascendant now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 3.
All right.
Replace 3 of your fate dice with d6s.
Roll me 3d6s.
I'll roll you 3 d6s. Maybe I'll roll ones. It'll still be real
Roll
bad.
me 3d6s and then add 1 to it. Just.
Add 1 to it.
Yeah. Roll 3d6. Give me the total.
Oh, okay.
Well, if
I
that's
rolled
negative.
a 4, a 2, and a 1.
Okay, not as
So
bad
it's
as it could
minus 6 is the result.
And she is at minus 1, because I rolled a bunch of negatives as well.
Okay.
So I think that
So
your
5
blades
difference.
Yeah, your blades clash. It's just terrible technique all over as you're just like going for biggest, strongest hit. It's like somebody gave Superman a sword.
Well, yeah, I feel like she's going for biggest, strongest hit, and I come up to like meet the blade in like a semi like parry like.
Yeah, you're hoping her
sword
blade
lock.
slide down the sword and away from
Yeah.
you.
But not really
Just-
thinking of exactly how much force she's bringing to bear.
You've just got like a normal. You've got like a modern katana, so it just made it. But her sword is also just a normal sword. So They wouldn't
Um,
cut if they might bend.
Yeah, it might just bend both the swords.
Yeah, both the blades just sort of become bendy, wavy bits of steel.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
It's like a
as
horrible screech of metal as the blades scratch off of each other. Like,
yeah, and the tip of her blade catches you and gouges out part of your armor. I think. I mean, describe how bad you get fucked up by her bent sword.
So I'd be taking 5 stress if
Something
I
like
if I
that.
take the brunt of it.
Yeah.
In which case, I think I'll take. If I take a moderate consequence, then I take 1 stress, and the moderate consequence reduces it by 4. So let's do that.
Sure.
I'll take 1 stress and take a consequence.
So where does the sword catch you?
Maybe across the face. Maybe it like tears open one of the like compound eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and then like gashes Yuri down from like the brow to the cheek, kind of thing.
You can have the consequence land of the blind.
Cool.
Yeah. Or king of the blind, seeing as you're the one-eyed man.
Let's do it.
It's shorter and will make and is better. There you go. King of the blind. All right.
And I like drop my sword and like go to one knee as she like slashes through, and then assumedly like pulls back out and like
And
brings her sword around again.
She just turns around and looks at her blade, and she grabs it in one hand and like starts bending it over her knee as she takes a moment. Greg and Emriel.
While she's taking a moment to fix her sword, Greg is going to envelop her, and it takes a turn for my my crazy alien super scientist powers to work, but I'm going to start disassembling her face.
That's a strategy.
Yeah. She's being very mean to my friends.
don't kill her though. That's against the rules.
Well, I won't kill her if she just doesn't need skin.
All right,
It's true.
that's very true.
And Emriel?
Well, I was gonna like puncture one of the trees and get her covered in sap because I thought it would have good slapstick value. But I guess if you want to eat her face,
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, I mean, I figured she's like murdering people. That's
Yeah.
bad.
yeah,
'Cause
that's
They're not gonna play by the "don't kill them" rules. They are going to murder you.
Especially
Yes,
now that
I
she's in
know.
a fucking berserker rage.
There's no like don't grievous bodily harm them rules though, is there?
Indeed, you just cannot directly. The
End the
purpose
life.
of the rule is you cannot engage in an action with the intent to kill another competitor.
Or with the direct consequence of kill.
Yes.
Mhm.
If it was obvious that killing a fellow competitor would be the outcome, then it is against the rules.
she's
So, like,
bending her sword.
if there was a team of invulnerable races, and you put a bomb on their car to blow them up, it could be argued that you didn't know that they were going to all die, because how were you meant to know that they were vulnerable to steel?
Mhm.
Like, how are you meant to know steel was their kryptonite? What the fuck kind of kryptonite is that? You can take them out with a knife.
Right.
It's useless invulnerability. We're vulnerable to steel. Steel specifically? Or like any ferrous metal?
So yeah,
Like
Greg,
how
take a
Power
face off.
Girl is weak to natural objects. So like
Yeah.
sticks.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm going to she smells a fart as Greg envelops her face, and she starts getting tingly.
And Amriel?
Presumably, they are also wearing the same sorts of masks we are to avoid the hypoxia, correct? Or hyperoxia.
They are not wearing masks.
Oh, they've got some kind of weird bioadaptation. That's kinky. All right, I was gonna cut the mask off her and let her get oxygen drunk, but
I mean, that wouldn't have an immediate effect. It
Yeah.
would take a while for that anyway.
She's like trying to straighten her sword on her knee, right?
She's just giving it a quick straighten because she's about to decapitate Yuri.
Okay.
She's got a face full of fart.
In that case,
It's got to be a little distracting too.
I'm gonna put myself between her and Yuri and get ready to parry her blow.
And you hear, as you set up for this, you hear Lewitt shouting from behind, "Don't kill her! Don't you fucking kill her!" And she just keeps screaming hysterically in English about, "Don't you fucking kill her!" And then you hear her say like a weird word in another language that you don't really recognize.
Do I understand it? Because I've been learning their language.
Make me a roll. I didn't expect you guys to end up in an open fight, and so like this, it's like a couple of hours into day 3,
Yeah.
and we're almost out of time for this.
Great
session.
entertainment. +3.
+3. It's a word that means lover. You suspect.
Oh.
It is a term of endearment.
Okay. All right. Since I'm a walking or floating, I guess, radio now, can I send messages to them, my teammates, without speaking, or do I have to talk still?
I think it comes across. Yeah, it would just sound like you were buzzing.
Yeah. Okay.
To people that were standing around you. So they'd hear you buzz and then hear your voice come over the radio.
Oh, so they would hear me buzz, but then Ariel and Yuri would hear my voice.
On their comms, they'd hear your
right
voice.
on their comms, yeah. So I buzz to them. This one is the other one's significant person.
Significant person. That's my favorite Netflix original series.
Significant others.
No, just significant person. It's like it's a comedy version of Designated Survivor where nobody realizes that the President of the United States is actually an alien. I am the significant person. We will stop those that need to be stopped.
So we've got Hildy is the one straightening her sword, juiced on blue stuff, and the other one is
pinned
Lewitt.
under a tree. Lewitt's the one that had the machine gun as well,
All
and
right.
the underslung blunderbuss.
And
Which
Lewitt is pinned, so she can't do anything? Okay.
All right. In that case, Amriel is going to just turn and point her flaming sword at Lewitt, at the one pinned, and glare meaningfully over at Hildy. Basically conveying the message, don't kill my friend, or your friend will also lose her head.
And for a long moment, you're all just standing here in your bladed Mexican standoff. And then you see the glow fade from Hildy's eyes. It must have been like minutes. And then she drops her sword and doubles over in pain, vomiting.
All right.
Oh, I didn't get to melt her face.
And then you hear Lewitt shouting, "Get me up out of here! She needs help, you fucking monsters!"
We should go.
Amriel will does she have her guns near her at all, or?
Yeah, but she doesn't have her hands on them.
Okay. I'm gonna disarm her and then lift the tree off of her.
Yeah, you kick her machine gun away and pull her pistol out of her leg holster and throw them away.
I don't know. I think you should have left her.
And then you throw off the...
The demon is being compassionate.
I know, right?
Maybe there's a little bit of honor in hell.
Then you throw off the log and Lewitt just runs and slides across the leafy floor to Hildy, and you see her searching over Hildy's tactical vest. She opens up a pouch and pulls out something and just slams it into Hildy's leg. It's a smaller vial needle of something. She's and then she starts rubbing. You see her reach up under Hildy's vest, up the back of it, after ripping open the front of it. And she's rubbing at her back. She's it's okay. You just gotta. And they start talking in their other language. You can't really tell what they're saying. She's Lewitt's rapid firing out words. Yeah, it's a very sort of vulnerable moment. That kind of shows you the cost of their powers. They do not come out the other side well.
Aw, shucks.
Greg gives no fucks.
No, they just tried to murder us.
Yuri stands up with blood streaming out of his faceplate. Half his head maimed. And kind of staggers, goes to stagger past them and pauses briefly beside them, and half turns to Levitt and says, "We're all capable of being monsters," and walks off down the beach.
Not going to interrogate them? Well, Yuri's not either way.
Yuri can't see shit.
Yeah.
All of you keep... Go ahead.
As you're walking off down the beach, Yuri, your suit starts feeding. You see a bunch of words come up in your vision. It's sort of it's almost like you're visualizing what a word looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What the actual shape of the letters are. And you see copper, iron. It mentions keratin, and a bunch of other things. It's and then you realize that it's telling you the things that your body needs in order for it to fix you.
Yep.
You need to eat these things.
Superfruit.
Whole Foods.
It is a whole food. It's just that just means it has all of those things in it. That doesn't mean that it has them in enough quantity.
Yes.
Just got to eat a bunch.
I have to eat these things, or
You have to get them into your system one way or the other. It needs them. It needs to replace lost fluids and lost resources in order to repair the wound to itself and to you. Because you did get stabbed.
But the volume of keratin and iron that it needs is not a insane. It's not I need to eat bullets kind of thing.
No, you just need to eat something. You need a meal that has nutrition.
Okay. Yep.
You could probably limp back to camp. It's only like 2 hours walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could search your backpack for some terror bird jerky.
Oh, we do have Terrabird jerky.
But back at the sap harvesting operation, what are you two doing as these two tactical Vikings comfort one another?
Greg is going to go over to them, and do I know enough of their language to ask them what job were you given by Strike Team 1?
From Scout Team 1?
Yeah, Scout Team 1.
Make me a language roll.
Alright,
There are a
let's find
few
out.
words in there that you might have to extrapolate.
+2.
Yeah. You say to them, secret mission scout did you have?
Good enough.
And they look up to you and say, we don't have to tell you shit. Lewitt responds.
In her language or in English?
In English.
See, Amrio, I told you should have left her under the tree so she could watch her lover die.
I look down. I'm gonna menace, and I'm gonna say I could always drop one of them into the boiling ocean.
All right, have a go.
Let's see. Okay, well that's still +3, so I'm at +6.
They wanted us to get them a fucking flower.
What flower?
They gave us an image. It wasn't my job.
Do you have the image?
No, it wasn't my job. They gave us a physical photo.
You and your teammates are up to something. You keep spouting off about some divine mission. What are you doing? What's the point of all this?
Why the fuck should I tell you?
Beyond the fact that you're terrifying. It's not going to help you. And how does it help me? By telling you a thing that you know nothing about. You're the oppressor. What would you know about being oppressed?
My entire race is enslaved.
So you claim.
If you were paying attention to Judeo-Christian mythology, you know that my kin and I fought for freedom against, the only omnipotent being in the universe. Can't get much more oppressive than that.
Trust me, it's not the only omnipotent being in the universe. Look. We come from a place where this, and she grabs her radio, and that, and she points towards the machine on the wall, can't even exist, let alone be thought of. The only thing that we can take home is this, and she grabs her arm, and you see her and she grabs a handful of leaves, or this. If we're lucky, maybe I can take that sword back with us. So why do we use guns and grenades and tanks when everybody has super cannons? Because spending our money on that shit is pointless. We can't take it back with us. We can't even take our superpowers back with us because we need this. And she pulls up the vest on Hildy and and the t-shirt that Hildy has underneath, and shows this massive silvery bug that is embedded into her spine. It runs the whole length of her back.
Like an insect bug?
Like a machine shaped like a centipede.
Okay. Like on her spine.
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay. Oh my. I would like to examine it.
Go for it.
+5.
+5. You recognize this. You recognize the technology in particular. It is from one of the other races that has invaded Earth. The ant dudes. The Ludians, I think they're called in Base Raiders. Yeah, they have like cybernetic. They're
right.
ant dudes with cybernetic implants. Yeah. This is something of theirs. You recognize the technology, but you don't recognize this specific object, which tells you that it's either rare. It could be rare, one of a kind, or it might have been built specifically for the Valkyries out of other Ludian technology, and it is. You see that it's like got. You can see little compartments full of liquid in it. And a few of them are empty. As to what it is, it appears to be some kind of superpower inducer or biological management system. It's like an entire suite of life support stuff.
In this one spine package.
Yeah, so it like injects different chemicals to bolster them, and that's what gives them their baseline stuff, and then they overdrive it with those extra injectables.
Right. So then, if you can't bring anything back with you, why compete at all?
Because we need to find a way. We need this power. We can't take back all your fancy lasers or your guns. We can't even take back a fucking computer so that we could try and build this stuff ourselves there. But what we can take back is the flesh, the organic. So we need to find a way to make the shit that this thing gives us permanent and inside of us.
Oh. Well, you should have asked for help.
We don't need your help.
Well, obviously you do, because you haven't found a solution yet.
We have found a solution, and she gestures to the things grafted to trees.
Ah.
Not to mention what we took from your little prize.
Yes, I was curious about that. What did you steal from the ship?
A stabilizing formula that enables the grafting of superpowers into humanoid genome. If it's got a double helix and uses sexual reproduction, you can bind superpowers to it. Using
And these saps will give you abilities?
No, the saps are merely components for the stabilizing material. They're catalysts of sorts. Actually, no, catalyst is the wrong term. They are a binding agent, she would say.
So you'll give yourselves permanent powers and then return home to overthrow your oppressors.
Hopefully. We'll probably die in the process.
Well, good luck. I have a similar goal.
How long have your people been oppressed? How much knowledge do you have of their oppression? Didn't you just hear about it when you arrived on Earth? You were told it was happening?
Well, I figure it took me a few years to get here.
This is what she's saying to you.
I've heard very detailed accounts from other visitors. My people have been oppressed for decades now, made to fill the war zeppelins of the Zikloth. They are confined to the balloons day in and day out.
Wow. Jeez. Decades. My people were engineered for servitude and trapped in a continuous experiment for eons. And then by a fluke, we find a way out. And it's just a world full of means of defeating oppression, of claiming freedom. In fact, there's a whole fucking game about obtaining freedom on a biological level and determining who you truly are through action. DIY godhood. And we can't take any of it back with us. So yeah. But we're the same, you and I. Oh yeah, we share a kinship. We're both being oppressed. You haven't even fucking experienced it.
Greg may not have.
I can
Greg-
turn you into a cloud so you can see what it's like.
Just disperse her into a fine bloody mist.
Okay, Greg, turn down.
Turn down for what?
I apologize, Amriel, but she is being very rude.
You say that you escaped from some experiment where you were engineered for servitude? What do you think? I like gesture around myself. What do you think this is? We're all just the Almighty's little play toys. Nothing we do matters in the face of that. I learned that thousands of years ago when I fell into hell itself.
You get the impression that perhaps they didn't closely study Earth religion when they got here. So, like, she is embarrassed and off foot, but can't admit that she's embarrassed and off foot, so just sort of looks at you angrily.
I don't know. If all you want is to defeat your oppressor, then we have no quarrel with you. Come on, Greg, let's go.
Very well. But Greg turns around.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were so mean, you are uninvited to our barbecue.
Brilliant. So you guys head off down the beach. Yuri, do they find you munching on some jerky?
Yeah, they find me like near the crab with like a small fire, cooking a small portion of crab and some sipping on a coconut.
Yeah, one of the legs was sticking out of the water, so you just snapped it off.
Yep.
I got the big claw. There's a lot of meat in there.
Yeah, that too.
I'm just kind of like cooking it whole and then just trying to like crunch on the whole thing.
Your suit is imploring you to please eat some of the shell.
I am. That's what I'm just like cooking it whole and then just eating it shell and all.
The shell is very unpleasant to chew on because your super suit doesn't. You have to like put it on like a stone and crush it up into a powder because your super suit doesn't give you super teeth.
Yeah, I like crush it in my hands into like a
bony
crunchy
paste.
mess. Yep.
Ugh.
And then
Shell
just kind of swallow it.
It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the others rock up. Yeah. I'm wondering how to do this because we've got enough time that we could probably do the end, and then we stick to our 3-3-3 schedule. Just don't want this. I'm wondering whether I want to balloon this adventure out to 4 because if we do, then the next one will definitely be 2 hours rather than like 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can just do like an hour now and be done with it.
I think I'd rather I don't know. It's feeling like it's worth splitting.
Yeah, I feel like we reached a good
Yeah.
stop point.
All right. So yeah, you guys sit on the beach and ponder what your next, what you're gonna do with your evening, and whether you're gonna try and catch another one of these crabs, and how you're gonna progress going forward. It was a very long, tiring day, and everyone except Greg took wounds. Yeah, but there we are. We know more about the Valkyrs and what the fuck they're doing. So yeah, there we go. How was that? That was like our first real big combat-y thing since
Yeah,
the
I think
first
it
run.
was the first time we properly used the combat rules,
Mm.
quote
Properly, quote unquote.
unquote, semi-properly.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was very cinematic and flowed really well, and I feel like I got a sense of what's driving the Valkyrs to do their I enjoyed
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah, no, it's good. They're still dicks, but it's good.
Well,
Yeah, still dicks.
Dicks for a reason,
They're dicks
Yeah.
for a reason.
Dicks for a cause.
aren't we all?
Yeah, like no one's like a great human being.
Most of us aren't even human beings.
A lot of the base rating teams are kind of like, weirdly, kind of like real athletes.
yeah.
It's like
We
you
were
don't-
human once.
It's like you don't become famous for physical activity without picking up a few neuroses along the way.
Crazy.
Yep.
Brilliant. All right. Well, it looks like this will be a 4-run adventure. I'm gonna have to go change all of the blog posts now because they all say this 3-part adventure.
No, it's just part 3. It's part 3, and then part 3, and then 3.5.
Part 3B. Yeah.
Yeah, 3B.
3.5. Wonderful.
In this, yep.
So, if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can reach us on all of the normal social media avenues that you would find fantastic human beings like ourselves. And if you want to show your support, please share the podcast with your friends. That's the best way to help us grow. And if you're feeling super generous, please check out our Patreon and help us fund the making of more podcasts. We can upgrade our audio equipment and wonderful things like that. But either way, I hope you have a nice day. Farewell from the past. I'm Raymond.